In the previous video, we looked at the basics of components. In this video, let's play around with the app component a little bit more. I'll start with going to the app.component.ts, and over here, what I'll do is I would want to directly include the entire template in here. Instead of actually putting the URL to where the HTML is present, you can also include the exact template. So let's say I would want to show H1, and just let's start with just putting the title in. Oops, I'm using caps lock. Let's remove that. Let's make this H1, and this should be H1. What would happen if I go and refresh the page? Oops, it says this module cannot be found. What it's saying is I'm not able to locate the template URL. The thing is, I would need to change the attribute to template. So if you say it's template, then you can directly define the template in here. So you can see that now to do is displayed. So just the H1, because that's the only thing which is present in the template. What I'll do is I'll undo the change. Let's go back to where we were earlier. I'll comment this out and paste this in. So what we are doing is we are replacing the template URL. Instead of the template URL, we are using template, and thereby we can actually put the complete code of the component right here. If you'd want, you can do something like that with the styles as well. What we'll do now is we'll comment this out, and let's continue using the template URL because we would want to see a lot of code. Now, if you go to the template URL, what we'll do in here is create a additional div. Let's create a div, component content. Now what we'll do is index.html. Let's go here, and also over here let's create a div. So this div is actually index.html content. So we created two divs, one in the index.html, one in the app.component.html. If you look at the screen right now, you'd see the content in here, right? So the content is displayed as part of the index.html. Now let's style the divs. So I'll say div background color. I'll just make it bees. Let's refresh the page. You can see that just the component alone gets the background color bees. The content in the index.html does not get the style. So whatever you put in here does not apply to all the divs which are present in here. Whatever content you put in app.component.css only applies to the components. The scope of the styles which you are specifying in here is restricted to the component, and that's awesome. Let's comment this out. The appearance does not really look good, so let's comment this out. The way I'm doing it is Control/ or Command/. If you do that, it gets commented out. And now we would be back to the usual stuff. In this quick video, we tried to play around with the component. We tried to create a template directly in here by using the template property, and we tried to create a simple style inside the app.component.css, and we were able to see that this style was affecting only the specific component. I would recommend you to try and play around with the template and the template URL and try and understand it more as an exercise. I'll see you in the next step.